Hey everyone, the name is Erik Thor, and today's question is, can we have an MBTI without personality types? Can we just maybe use Carl Jung's theories without the need to come up with and group people into categories? Now, Carl Jung himself didn't actually spend much time trying to put people into types or categories. He types and explains himself that I simply wanted to use this theory to help a husband and better understand his wife and to help people reflect on personal differences and variations in personality. He didn't put people into scales, he didn't try to operationalize, he didn't try to measure. He simply wanted to give a language, a framework to help people explain things like how they expressed and experienced life, consciousness, the world, themselves, the creativity, experiences, the five senses, their emotions, their thoughts, and things like that. Essentially, what Carl Jung did, I think, was amazing, but what the MBTI did, I think, was less so. Yeah, I think today, and I feel silly for saying it because I spent years talking about personality types. Today, I find that we should perhaps let go of some of these classifications. Maybe they're not even healthy. Maybe they contribute to a fixed mindset. Maybe we start assuming that our behavior is a result of being a certain type rather than the other way around, right? Still, I've never stopped using and applying Jungian concepts, and I still see their value in my day-to-day life. So how can you use the MBTI without the need to group and categorize and stereotype people? First things first is I tend to see the personal traits as needs, human needs that we all have. We all have within us a need for introversion, extroversion, intuition, sensing, feeling, thinking, judging, and perceiving. So, what I would say is that introversion, to me, that's the need for autonomy, the need to trust and listen to your own inner voice, to follow your own inner compass, to do what you think is right, to pay attention to your own needs, your own body, your own experiences, and to allow yourself to have these things. Similarly, I see extroversion as the need to express what is inside, the need to talk about what we have experienced, what we feel, what we think with the outside world, the need to connect and relate and share what is inside of us. We have, all of us, a need to relate to other people. We're social beings, we're social creatures, so we need to put our thoughts out into the world. Similarly, we all have a need for creativity or intuition, a need to express our imagination. If our thoughts stay inside ourselves as imaginations and daydreams, that's great, but even greater, even better yet, if we can try and manifest those as creative actions, like through painting, writing, or music, or some form of creative expression. It can be starting up a project or a business, or acting on that wild intuition or what if. I see sensing as the need to have real-life experiences. Outside of the computer screen or the phone, we have a need to go out, to see things, beautiful things, to hear things, to go to concerts, to experience music, to connect and to relate to and see the world around us, to be a part of the world, to be embodied, present in what is happening around us. We don't just want to look at life and to be passive. We have a need to be active participants in life. And that's what sensing to me is all about. And I see feeling as the need for meaning and purpose. We have, all of us, our own inner compass, values, morality, feelings, things that we feel are important, and these experiences matter. What you feel inside matters, is important, and that's something you should try and live by, act on, express, and do something with. Similarly, I see thinking as the need to learn new things, to improve, to better yourself, to think about how you can do things differently, to solve problems that help you move on and feel like you make progress in life. We all have a need to make progress in life, otherwise we feel stagnant and stuck. So thinking is that mindset of not wanting to be stuck, wanting to learn, wanting to improve on yourself. Judging, to me, that is the need to have and pursue goals. To not just wander through life aimlessly, to not just feel lost, but to feel like you have a direction in life. Somewhere you are going, somewhere you are headed. You might not know exactly where, but you should know the general direction that you need to go. And you should try and hold yourself accountable and to be responsible to pursue those goals. Nobody else is responsible to achieve your goals. You are responsible to pursue and achieve your goals, right? Finally, I see perceiving as that need for play. We all have a deep need for play, a need to be playful, to be spontaneous, to enjoy life and have fun with life and to laugh with life, to develop a sense of humor, to let go of seriousness, essentially, and to overcome seriousness and to allow yourself to laugh, right? Now, some people might say that, yeah, my need for a personal autonomy comes at the expense of my need to express myself and to connect and share my ideas with the outside world. And some people might make a conflict between their imagination and their ideas and the outside world, telling themselves that I don't want my ideas expressed in the outside world. I want to keep them to myself, and I want to hide in my own shell, in my own cave, where I can have all these ideas as perfect intuitions inside my own head, right? And there we are developing ways to be stuck and to essentially we're building up conflicts and polarizations inside ourselves. And I think that's what the dichotomies are. When we talk about an inferior and a dominant, that's when a person has developed up a fixation with one of these core traits that are healthy and human and important, and has decided that that thing is more important than anything else in their life, and that it stands against something else that is equally important in life, right? So the need to achieve your goals requires you to never have any fun and never play and never laugh, right? You have to be serious all the time, and that's the only way to do it. And that's what you could call the judging fixation, just like you can have an obsession with your emotions and your identity, or an obsession with learning and self-improvement and constantly trying to fix yourself. Or you can have an obsession with just being out, having fun and not doing things, but never really trying to do anything. But all of these things, I think, can be traced back to traumas that we have, worries that we have. Maybe we're never allowed to have fun. Maybe we're always told we have to be perfect, and maybe that's why we never let our creativity fly. We were afraid to make mistakes, right? The worst part of the MBTI is it gets people thinking they are fixed in a certain personality, in a certain identity, and that's who they are, and that's who they will always be. And even worse if we start pursuing certain friendships because we only want to have certain kinds of friends that are just like us, and we start rejecting both that part in ourselves but also that part in other people because we've built up this kind of war inside ourselves, an internal conflict. Carl Jung said that great psychic energy comes from learning to harmonize the dominant and the inferior, learning to let these things move together, learning to let yourself have fun in the pursuit of goals, and to never forget the journey in the search of the destination, but similarly to never forget the destination in the journey, right? So flow is when energy moves freely inside our psyche, when all of our body and mind align on a task and we become fully balanced and fully in harmony with who we are. And when that idea of who we are doesn't stand at or against another aspect of who we are, because the worst thing you can do is tell yourself, this is who I am, and in doing so, limit yourself and say, I'm never going to allow myself to be serious, to be emotional, to be creative, or to be autonomous because I am an ESTP personality type, right? It's setting yourself up for half a life of happiness instead of a whole and complete life of happiness, right? Thank you so much for watching, and feel free to let me know your thoughts and your opinions in the comments down below.